if you're a woman, we've got a couple women here who do OnlyFans. You guys don't deserve for men to pay for you on first dates. You have forsaken your traditional gender roles, chastity, modesty. Men should not have to pay on first dates with you. You might still want it, but that would kind of be a trade-off.
What you're asking is, the basic is like equality or privilege. You pick, but you can't have both. You can't be equal and be privileged. You can't have these special privileges granted to you and then still say you're equals. That's insane. That makes no sense. It's literally a contradiction.
Okay, but what if you don't expect to be paid for on the first date, but I expect guys to open doors for me just like I would open for someone else that can't open the door?
you can expect it. You don't deserve it.
Or that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But I
don't deserve something because of my occupation. I could be going out with somebody for the first like couple times and they'd be opening my door and I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I do this, and their whole opinion and their view and everything changes about me and the way, like, just because of my job.
So look,
it means that I am less than something because of the job I have, is what you're telling me.
Well, here's what I'm telling you. So I don't doubt that you women who are involved in sex work, you're still going to get men who are chivalrous, who will pay for you on dates, who will open the car door, who will, what's the other thing? I don't know, open regular doors
buy
for
flowers.
you, buy flowers, do all this shit, right? Because maybe they don't know better. But you're still holding men to their traditional gender roles, but you're like prostitutes or whores or on OnlyFans or dressing revealing. Like, you're not conducting yourself in a way that's traditional. Like, doesn't that compute? Like, oh, okay, I'm not a traditional woman. Like, look, you'll still get it. A lot of women still have these expectations, even though they're more promiscuous, they're more involved in sex work, they're the least submissive, the least feminine they've ever been in all of human history. Yeah, you can still get it because men know that on a biological level, you guys respond to the traditional treatment. You guys respond, and if a guy wants to maximize his ability to either get you in bed or maybe even get you in a relationship, yeah, men do what works. So, but we're having like a higher level conversation. We're having a conversation about, do you deserve it? Oh, I know chicks who are strumpets, who are on OnlyFans, they still get all that treatment. Do they deserve it? No. That's the conversation.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So what about women who aren't doing any sex work, OnlyFans, just women in general?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they deserve it?
What do you mean? You'd have to be
because you're basically
precise.
saying this is what I'm getting. You're basically saying they don't deserve it because of their job, but then we deserve it because we don't do sex work. That's what I'm getting.
No.
I'll explain it. So the idea is like this. Let's say you have a Christian marriage. Okay. The idea here is the woman submits to the man's authority. The exchange, though, is that the man is definitely giving her additional privilege, many additional privileges. Like she's usually it's something like, I have the responsibility, right? The buck stops with me, so I have to take the responsibility, right? But with that comes the authority. That's a position of privilege immediately. That's a position of privilege immediately. So thing is like, what you're saying, though, is I want equal authority. I want equal authority with you, but privilege. And it's like, no. So modern women can't have that either. You can't say I want equal authority and have equal privilege. It just doesn't work that way.
I kind of see what everyone's saying, because even though societal norms have changed and now, some women, they don't want to be submissive or whatever, men are still like biologically like hardwired, like, as was said before, like to, protect women, whether that be just holding a door. It's still,
No, we've been socially conditioned to do so over hundreds and hundreds of years of carryover from chivalry and from many eras in which women were a resource which needed to be protected, and they needed to be protected because that's where the kids came from and for various other reasons as well. We're not in that age anymore.
But it's still hardwired. They're still hardwired.
The social conditioning is beginning to fall off. And all that remained, the second women, remember that the egalitarianism, or women voting and being in the same social pedigree as men when it came to political power, is brand new. We've only had a couple of generations since this happened. And so the boomers, for instance, they were still raised with this kind of chivalric code from their parents who went through that. The Gen Z has none of that. Okay, Gen X had a little bit, millennials, Gen Z have none of that. So now we're reevaluating how intersexual dynamics work, and men have realized, well, wait a second, this is really a bad deal for us. Why do women deserve to have additional social privileges? At the same time, they demand equality, and we have no additional authority. Well, fuck that. We'll just treat them exactly like we do men. And women go, that's mean, that's heartless, that's evil, that's horrible. And it's like, well, you got to pick one.
I mean, I guess it depends. Like, if you're, if they want to pay on a date or whatever, go 50-50, that's one thing. But at the end of the day, women are still, like, physically, like, weaker than men. So men should still pick up that box for a woman,
Why? Why? Tell me why I should.
They should, because they're stronger, is what you should do.
So just because a person's stronger than you, that entitles you to their labor?
Yeah.
Oh, so any person who's stronger than you, you're entitled to their labor. Did I hear that right?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Any person who's stronger than you, you are entitled to their labor. You get to tell them what to do with their body and their muscles because they're stronger than you.
Men are hardwired to protect women, whether they realize it or not, regardless of what age they're in.
It's a biological thing.
It's it's hardwiring.
I don't believe you. Prove it. I'm not hardwired to pick up your fucking boxes because you're weaker than me. Show me where the hardwiring is. He's not, the guy next to you is not hardwired to be your slave because he's stronger than you. Show me where the hardwiring is.
Slave. It's just picking up a box. It's not like I'm asking you to go outside and pick up every box you see. It's just picking up a box.
Why should I pick up any box for you? Why should I help you with anything ever?
There's some things that are just common courtesy and you should do regardless.
Wait. How about this?
I keep asking you why I should.
How about this?
Common courtesy.
We don't need a why.
Let's talk about shoulds.
We don't need a why.
Because you want things in return.
Let's talk about shoulds. Should women be virgins?
No.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Should
Stop. You don't know, but you just listed out like multiple different things men should do. Why is it so easy for women to say men should do X, Y, Z? And you actually, in addition to that, you have no problem with making should claims about what men should do. But the moment men say women should X, Y, Z.
No, now that I think about it, yes, women should strive to be virtuous. Yes.
Yes,
so
I think women should have a low body count.
Yeah, I think women should strive to be
100%.
virtuous.
Should women be submissive?
Is equality virtuous?
What does virtuous mean?
Well, virtues are series and sequences of duties which are applied to people that they're commanded to do in order for you to be in the goodness category.
I just think relationships should be like how do you say that word? Reciprocity.
Yeah, so equal.
Reciprocity.
It should be like 50-50. So if you open my door for me, I will be wanting to be nicer to you.
Perfect. You pick up a box for me.
Yes.
I pick up
boxes for you. Exactly. Like 50-50.
I agree with that. Like if you buy my dinner, I cook dinner.
Exactly.
Men have to go fight on the front line.
And because of my job,
go fight on the front lines.
I'll probably let's say I make more money than the guy. I wouldn't have no problem paying for meals. You know what I'm saying?
Can I quote a movie scene from The Bronx Tale? Have everybody seen? Okay, there was a part in the movie where the dad tells the main character, I forgot his name, he said, if you always make sure to open the door for a girl when she gets in the car, and this is gonna be the test. If you go around the car and she opens the door for you, that means she's the one, or she's a good girl. So that was his test. The son goes and he went and did that for the little girlfriend that he had, and she went and opened the door. So he was like, Dad, she's the one, or she's at least a good girl, because he opened the door, but then she had the common courtesy of opening or unlocking the door for him.
I'd just like to point out that I believe in that same movie she cheated on him. But that aside, I'm just
I think she
did. Yeah, I think she did.
No.
But, yeah, what's the movie called?
A Bronx Tale?
Bronx Tale?
A Bronx Tale.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, maybe I'm mispronouncing
wrong movie, but she did not.
But
she
anyway,
loved him.
yeah, I've seen the scene. Okay, but the point here is, by the way, when A Bronx Tale was around, women didn't have equality. I just want to let you know that this was a throwback.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it was a throwback movie, so there was no equality. So yeah, of course, that they're shit testing. I get it. But the point is if you want equality, you can't have privilege, because otherwise it's not equal. That's the point. It's very simple. So
And
you
what-
can't say, I demand privilege.
What
but you
about
demand
when you are,
equality.
what about when you are 50-50 and the man is still be cheating you, still be
Then he shouldn't do that.
try to manipulate to you, all those emotional things women we suffer with men.
And that's bad.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
you should leave him.
Yeah, get
But
a new
Yes,
a
but
lot of girls
yeah,
don't.
exactly. But if you know are in that position to do that things, what happening? Everybody, oh yes, 50-50 or what? We women, we are more emotionals. We making a home, we making a food when we are like that, of course.
We're making the babies.
Making a babies.